Power of misdirection. Have you ever wondered how magicians will be able to perform magic tricks right in front of you, and you wonder whether or not what you're seeing is actually real? You see the sleight of hand and you see them pull the card and you see the card, and at the end of the day you wonder, how is it possible that they're flipping over this card? Where did it come from? Did I miss something? And you'll go back and you'll look back over and over again, but you still can't seem to understand exactly how it happened. This has been going on YouTube's platform for a very long time. Multi-layered, and I think there's some pretty big implications associated. I want to talk to you guys about YouTube partnership. In becoming a partner on YouTube's platform, there are these multi-million-dollar contracts that are separate from the standard YouTube partnership program. Allows creators like MrBeast and Ludwig to do things where it's obvious that it's criminal activity, but there's an incentive from YouTube's platform to still promote their agenda and what's going on their platform, even if it's 100% fake. And we used to think that cancel culture actually didn't work, that cancel culture would only ever bring more attention to that creator because everyone's outraged and upset about what's going on. But the reality is that the only people that are upset and outraged are the people that understand and are paying attention during the conflict that occurs. At the point in which no one's talking about that controversy anymore, the people that were there and experienced that controversy still have it embedded in their mind. But yet, for some reason, everyone else that seen them for the very first time, they're seeing them still at the top of the platform with the highest amount of views and engagement. And so it gives them the appearance that nothing is wrong and that everything is completely fine. And I think that is about to create a very big dynamic shift. Because the reality is that there's a financial incentive for YouTube to continue to promote these types of creators. And I think it's happening all over the platform, and I don't even think most of you are even aware of what's really going on. And what I'm talking about is misdirection. It's the idea that if I can show you something or what the issue is in a different way than it really is, then you'll take that for face value. Here's a perfect example. When I first started talking about the MrBeast controversy stuff, there were several creators that came out and created videos. And they came out with videos that were, you're trying to cancel MrBeast, how could you? And they used examples like transgender and the vegan teacher. And they used all these other examples that probably happened at some point. I don't think those were any of the real attempts to cancel MrBeast, but they created these videos. And when I first started talking about these rigged giveaways, when that video dropped less than 2 or 3 days after I started talking about this stuff, I find it very interesting, or a major coincidence, that this could be happening. I mean, think about that. If I come up and find out that the largest creator that's on YouTube has a multi-million-dollar contract with the platform, is getting special treatment on top of being able to scam its individual audience members, and the members that get scammed don't even have a platform to be able to even speak out and say anything because Google buries it so deep that you can never find it, and the only people that find the truth are people who find the small engagement. The same thing happened on Ludwig's platform. Ludwig did a stream campaign where subscribers could add a 10-second amount of time to his extended live time by subscribing. When he did this, it created a bunch of attention. And at the end of all of it, he ended up posting the earnings for how much he earned from the live stream. Well, it turned out he completely lied to his audience. 100% lied. And it wasn't until 2 months later that enough promotion and recognition had occurred, enough people were talking about it, enough people were worried about what was going on, that they had to know the truth, that Ludwig would then make an addendum and say, hey guys, sorry guys, I lied. But the entire time that was going on, that he knew that he was lying directly to his audience. There was no question. And it makes you wonder, there's multiple aspects of this. It makes you wonder, is there something going on Twitch's platform where they were like, oh, hey guys, I have an idea. This guy who needs a job and needs to grow on this platform, let's give him some promotion. So let's create accounts and let's subscribe to him. No one's gonna check and see who's subscribing to him. No one's gonna even check and make sure any of the subscriptions are real. video. Let's just do it. Let's just keep adding time. And you know, the power of seeing other people donate can push you to maybe donate yourself. And it got me thinking, the same thing happened with Ryan Trahan. When Ryan Trahan did his travel across the world from California to South Carolina, he got a donation for $50,000. This donation for $50,000 turned out to be fake. He ended up getting a video call during his video series from a person who had conned his way onto the video. No one would have known he existed had he not donated that $50,000. And that $50,000 donation ended up probably expanding the reach of this whole video series to begin with. People are talking about it, right? This is going on, people are donating. That's gonna push other businesses and other people to donate for the promotional aspect. Like, there's an incentive. If a video series is getting a high level amount of traffic, advertisers pay top dollar for this engagement of people watching that type of content. And it makes you wonder, okay, so if that type of content is getting this extra promotion and some of the money that's getting donated is fake and shown as fake and exposed as fake, well, all of those types of videos actually get less engagement overall. Every video that I've created on the platform, the only engagement that I've experienced has been increased like vote. Almost none of them have been comments. And it makes me wonder, is most of the comment and engagements all fake? Is it all just from YouTube's representatives taking a look inside of the video and saying, hey, I like this type of content. We're gonna give them the appearance that everything is growing and let that expand their range and their audience. Because if YouTube sees somebody who's creating a specific series of videos that you like and that you engage with and you identify with, we're gonna promote it. And then what happens is when these stories come out, during the time it's happening, people are talking about it and it gets searched for. But for some reason, those types of videos get almost no engagement, less viewership overall. But it gets me wondering, so which part of the viewership engagement aspect is real? Part of content is authentic and real across the entire platform. I mean, this misdirection thing has been happening for so long, and people talk about it, and they talk about it on Reddit, and they talk about it at other places, and Twitter, and all that other stuff. And don't get me wrong about Twitter. There are some things that happen on Twitter that you need to actually look and figure out what the motivation behind why they posted what they posted. But for me, I'm looking at all this, and my only motivation for even putting out any of this information is to recognize that, like, this is a systemic problem on YouTube, and this needs to get taken care of. Because if we don't do this, if people don't rise up and actually take care of this thing, this is going to create a catastrophic problem. You can already see what's happened with all this stuff with Andrew Tate. You can see all the stuff that's happened overall, and you think that cancel culture doesn't work, but then you look at these creators like David Dobrik and Mr. Beast, and you look at Ludwig, and you look at all these creators that have these controversies that happen about them, and they get this mass media attention with less viewership than their core videos, and yet there's still the appearance that everything's great and wonderful. That needs to change. I need your help. This has got to get taken care of. And the only way that YouTube will actually get the message that this is not okay, this behavior cannot continue. Because if it does continue, it's only gonna let the people who are scamming and using their influence for evil purposes win. And that's a problem. You have a right and you have an obligation to say something. And that's what I'm doing. Have a great day. If you guys are wondering why I care so much, it's because society only functions based off trust. They trust that you can walk into the store and your money is good, and that you also trust that when you walk in and you get into that video and what you see on the page is real. The second that you put that into question, now everything is a problem.